As an allurophile myself, that's fancy talk for a cat lover, I should take great exception to the cruel demise of poor Petey. But I have to admit, Percy Helton's sudden and shocking death is one of the highlights of this film. Who knew that an allergic reaction to cat dander could lead directly to lead poisoning? The part of Vince Alexander was a total change of pace for Sonny Tufts, who'd become a popular star at Paramount in the 1940s. He came from a family of Bostonian blue bloods, having been born Bowen Charlton Tufts III. In fact, Tufts University in Massachusetts, founded in 1852, was named for his great-uncle Charles. A football injury suffered when he was at Yale prevented Sonny Tufts from serving in World War II, but it didn't stop him from playing a Marine in his movie debut, the popular 1943 wartime romance, So Proudly We Hail. That set him on a course playing avuncular guys in lots of musical comedies. Tufts could really sing, since after college he trained to be an opera singer. Closest thing to a noir he'd done before this was Mark Hellinger's 1946 film Swell Guy, where he played a rotten bastard everybody mistakes for a swell guy. In real life, Tufts' rosy reputation nosedived in the early 50s when several women, showgirls and strippers, accused him of sexual assault. Seems he had a proclivity for getting drunk and biting women on their thighs. He was never arrested for any of this lascivious behavior. Instead, his punishment was to be remembered mostly for the 1953 sci-fi abomination Catwomen on the Moon. Director Robert Florey was a Hollywood vagabond, plying his trade at virtually every studio in town. He was talented and versatile enough to make the A-list at any of them, but Florey cherished his independence above all else. Colleagues described him as a free spirit with a healthy aversion to the industry's hierarchical politics. In the late 20s, Florey made a name for himself directing an 11-minute avant-garde film called The Life and Death of 9413, a Hollywood extra, which suggested that the Dream Factory was a dehumanizing nightmare for folks hanging on to the bottom rungs of the business. Florey shot the film, a mix of live action and animation, in his kitchen, working with Slavko Vorkapich, legendary poet of cinematic montage, and Greg Toland, credited only by his first name as the cinematographer. It's considered one of the principal works of American avant-garde cinema and has been added to the National Film Registry. Florey wasn't just an arty type, however. He also directed 1929's The Coconuts, the first film starring the Marx Brothers, as well as the 1931 version of Edgar Allan Poe's Murders in the Rue Morgue with Bela Lugosi. I'm fond of Florey's 1941 horror noir hybrid, The Face Behind the Mask, with Peter Lorre and Evelyn Keyes, one of the best among the more than 50 features he made before switching exclusively to television in the mid-50s. His talent may not have been fully recognized in Hollywood, but in 1950, his native country, citing his contributions to movie history, made Florey a knight in the French Legion of Honor. If you want to see film noir on the big screen, today's your chance if you're in or around Washington, D.C. I'm hosting my Noir City Film Festival at the AFI Silver Theater in Silver Spring, Maryland. So come on out and catch a show. The festival runs through October 24th, and you can get more details at the website shown here. Next weekend, my colleague Foster Hirsch will be handling the festival's hosting duties, while I'm gearing up for the TCM Classic Cruise, which starts on the 26th. But I will still be here next week at Bar 355, presenting the Film Noir Foundation's restoration of the 1949 gem Too Late for Tears, starring Elizabeth Scott and Dan Duryea, performers synonymous with film noir. But right now, thanks to the masterminds here at TCM, a special treat is coming up. A rare broadcast of Robert Florey's avant-garde short film, The Life and Death of 9413, a Hollywood extra. Until next week, stay cool, and I'll see you in the shadows.